So my name is Centoya Brown Long. I am 32 years old, and at the age of 16, I was actually told that I'd spend the rest of my life in prison. I was convicted in Tennessee of killing a man that had picked me up for sex, and I was sentenced to 51 years before I ever would receive the possibility of being released. You know, whenever I was sentenced, it felt like I was being told that my life didn't matter, that my life was over, there was nothing left to salvage.
My name is Jason Hernandez. In 1998, I was indicted for conspiracy to distribute controlled substances, and I was sentenced to life without parole plus 320 years. 2013, President Barack Obama granted me clemency, whereby he reduced my life without parole sentence to 20 years. Our prison system right now is based on punishment. It should be based on redemption, acknowledging one has done wrong and why they've done wrong, and reintegrating that person back into society.
Whenever you see someone who has been in and out of the system, if you ask me, the question isn't, why do they keep messing up? It's what could we be doing to help this individual more? Many times when you get involved in a situation and you react violently, it's not that that's just your first response. It's sometimes people have just been pushed to that point. Here's this one victim that we all know about, but this other individual has circumstances as well, and it looks like they've been a victim of some things that led them to this path of action.
Well, your environment is everything. I'd like to believe that if I was born not on the east side of my neighborhood, but on the west side of my neighborhood, that I probably would have been an officer, that I probably would have been involved in politics. But when you look at mass incarceration and the war on drugs and tough policies, minorities have suffered the brunt of that. That we make up nearly 2/3 of the prison population, and in some southern states, that minorities make up over 2/3 of the prison population. Fathers are in prison, the children grow up following their path. That leaves one person in that neighborhood. Those are the mothers.
There are countless women who share, the same stories, similar stories as mine. Many of the women that I knew, a lot of them were involved in abusive situations, reacted out of that abusive situation. These were people's mothers, and they were having to mother from there inside the prison, over the prison phone. So it really, it affects far more than just that one individual.
We know that a lot of individuals are serving these excessive sentences. And I think that all those sentences that are not proportionate to the crime should be evaluated. If they show that they're not going to be a threat to society, and that their sentence is out of proportion for what their crime, that they should receive clemency.
The judicial process doesn't always allow for compassion. It doesn't always allow for someone to see, okay, I see you as a person. I understand there's some more things we can do. Sometimes statute binds them. Someone may have made a mistake. They may have committed a crime when, they were not themselves, when they were overcome with emotion or different circumstances, but they've grown from that, and, they've strove to be better. They've bettered themselves. They've really sought forgiveness, and here they are asking for another opportunity to be a productive member of society.
Everybody makes mistakes in their life, and that you shouldn't be judged by the worst action that you've committed in your life, and that shouldn't always be held against you. The one thing about clemency, based on statistics, what it shows is that an individual that receives clemency is less likely to reoffend. Because I think that it is, you have somebody, whether it's the governor or whether it's the president, telling you that I forgive you.
I would just say you've got to be bold. You've got to be that leader that does what's right. And it may not always be political, but it's the right thing to do. That's what we need in our country. That's what we need in our state. That's what we need in our leaders.
We could sit here and say all the legal terms of what clemency is, but it's about forgiveness, about compassion, about giving somebody a second chance, and realizing that everybody's redeemable, regardless of their color, race, religion, gender, that everybody deserves a second chance.
You know, people can't just be thrown away, and it's not wise to just throw people away. We're capable of growing and becoming better people.